your engines!
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the BORA FedEx Amateur Series Season 6, race number 1 from Daytona. New body style, new championship format, new regulations, new season. So, on pole, you have Nick Alsop and Kyle Kesey. Two drivers, or Kyle Kesey specifically, finally a good ride, man. He's had a tough career in BORA since the Premier Series Season 4. And you have Kurt Hamilton and Matt Flood. Servan Sarahan returning by a rookie in the Red Bulls, or rookie in the Amateur Series, there we go. And then you have Chad Brennan, Bafood Sacco and Set Ismail, Keegan Alsop Jr. and Tom Akers, another returning driver, Daniel Colt and Corey Serrano, Stanley Winters and Luciana Reese, Paul Wright and Landon Finway, Anselm Meadows and Hayden Meadows, Ty Morrow and Scott Forward, Burt Forward and William Stone, Weiss von Schmidt and Cullen Francis. 40 laps from Daytona, gonna be a long one for the Amateur Series. Pace car's off, and we are underway. Nick Alsop leads him to the green, gets a really solid jump, and then Kevin Harvick Incorporated Chevy. He's got his teammate right on his bumper, and Kurt Hamilton. Then he's got the two Penske boys up top. Penske switching from Dodge to Ford this season. Oh, we already have a wreck. Oh my gosh, just like ARCA. So they are racing back to the caution. Kurt Hamilton gonna make a move on Nick Alsop. Oh man, 4 wide in the back. Oh dear God. With the way the championship format works this season, top 16 at the end of this regular season make the playoffs. Winning your in is not a factor. It's top 16 in points. But whoever has the fastest lap after every race gets 1 playoff point. So right now the 91 of Damian Malorn would be getting that playoff point, but we still have 40 laps to go. We'll be back to see what just happened though. Watching Caitlin Winters in that 36. Already had right side damage and get hooked for that 35 down into the 4 of Joe Jefferson. Oh man, the 20 of Robert Stone, just nowhere to go. Very lucky that didn't get bigger than it was. Don't expect to see a JGR car this far in the back. This is what happens, man. Just pretty good size damage. That was that car. I'll back 3-star. Coming back to the green. No one DNF'd off that crash. So Kurt Hamilton is your leader. You have Nick Alsop, Kyle Kesey, Servan Sarahan, Tom Akers, Bafood Sacco, Corey Serrano, Set Ismail, Matt Flood, and Luciana Reese running at your top 10. That's important to note. We have a lot of rookies in the series this season, but a lot of them are Premier Series veterans, but they just never raced full time in the Amateur Series, so they're a rookie. Kurt Hamilton leads him back to the green, lap 6 of 40. The Red Bull Servan Sarahan jumped to the outside. He had no help. The 29 of Nick Alsop going back for the lead, which he lost. Coming back to the caution. He's got no help trying to get past his teammate. Here comes the 83 for backup. All 3 Red Bull cars inside the top 8, it looks like. Oh man, that 29's got no help. He's getting hung out to dry in the middle. Nick Alsop did everything he could early on. Oh, maybe the 22's gonna. Oh, I don't know. That's weird. Servan Sarahan's gonna get a huge push though from Tom Akers in that 00. It's gonna rocket him to the front. Kurt Hamilton hung out to dry this time. Tom Akers, though, trying to get a run up in the inside. He's got help from both Red Bulls as Servan Sarahan gets hung out to dry. So you say that 2 Red Bulls do a 2-car tandem along the inside. Bringing Luciana Reese. The outside lane getting really formed up. The middle lane has a couple fast cars, just no one to really get there and get going. Starting to kind of look like the truck race from yesterday. The 99 of Bafood Sacco, been a while since we said that name, leading the field up top. Ooh, everyone getting dicey. Luciana Reese takes the lead. As Bafood does lead that lap. Right now, the playoff point would be belonging to the 14. Where is the 14? So William Stone in that KBM Camry, that yellow car, right in the middle of the pack. Steve Love had a guaranteed ride from last season. He is not having the greatest start to the day. Robert Stone just backing himself. Thanks to that damage. So Keegan Allsup Jr. really evolved from that Germain ride last season to Junior Motorsports, and here he is leading the charge at Daytona. Those playoff points can be very important, man. The only way to get them is by winning a race, getting fastest lap, or by finishing top 10 in points at the end of the regular season. And right now, the 92 gets it of Joseph Gibson, I believe. I believe that's Joseph Gibson for Acres Racing. Oh, no, it's Maggie Forward. Excuse me. Coming to lap 10 of 40. One lap shy of a quarter of the way through this race. Ooh, the 21 of Luciana Reese kind of drifted high. She had to throw a block on one of the Red Bulls. I mean, the 02 as well drove a little deep off the corner. Chad Brennan, the rookie for Team Penske, completing their 3-car stable. How about Daniel Colt in the 9? He had a really successful season last season for Junior Motorsports in the 9 car. Got a couple wins. Trying to win the big one today at Daytona. Just about side drafted his teammate for the lead. Here comes the 3 of Stanley Winters. Stanley Winters was in the series a couple seasons ago for JD Motorsports, but this is definitely his biggest opportunity. Quarter of the way through this race now. By the 9, so what about the 7? He didn't even see that 3 car coming. Man, one sneeze up front, and this is all over for a bunch of drivers. Scott Ford pushing Stanley Winters up there. Not even 200 miles per hour down the backstretch. The trucks were going faster than the Xfinity cars, man. That's, or the Amateur Series cars, excuse me. That's crazy. Scott Ford does take the lead in that Roush Fenway Racing number 16. He has help from Ty Mara behind him. Ooh, Scott Ford got a bump and nearly got turned around going down the front stretch. That would have been the big one of the week. Oh my gosh. Scott Ford, a couple of the longtime BORA viewers would recognize that name. Father to Isaiah and Bert. Scott ran in the Premier Series back in season 4. Or seasons 1 through 4. I think he ran season 4. I'm not sure. I can't even remember. I know he ran the first 3 seasons. And he has been a while since we've seen that name. Ty Mara was in the Premier Series last season for Black Flag Autosport. Ooh, 34 throwing a nice block. Man, when they catch that 20, that is going to wreck dreams. 20 miles per hour off pace. As Kyle Akers, the 4-time Premier Series winner, got cut by Everham Motorsports this past season. And he's with the family organization, an amateur, trying to get back to the Premier Series. But Scott Ford's got a quick car today. It's going to be hard to beat him. So he uses the outside line. No one's really dropping back up top. It's the middle that you don't want to be stuck in. As the 3, the 7, and the 21 are all doing fine up top. The 16 so far ahead, he didn't even have to really block. There's no one coming. Lap 14 of 40. Ooh, the 3 kind of got dicey there at the line a little bit. Stanley Winters trying to get down there to side draft at 59. Stanley Winters got a huge run on Scott Ford, but luckily for him, the 59 was alongside the 3. He could really make a move. So the 16 continues to lead for another day. Here comes the 98 of Hayden Meadows for Everham Motorsports. Ooh, he's drifting up. Luckily, Kyle Akers was a little bit further back. That would have been disastrous. It was the 18 of Cullen Francis. It's fitting that Cullen Francis actually drives the 18 now in amateur. He drove the 18 in Premier Series back in Season 5, and then 6 and 7. He drove the 03 for Black Flag Autosport. But similar to tomorrow, Black Flag Autosport no longer has a Premier Series team, and no one else was willing to pick up their deal. It's going down to the Amateur Series. But Hayden Meadows got a really good deal out of it. He got a nice, solid JGR ride in that Advanced Auto Parts number 18. Scott Ford staying up top because he sees the lap car. But if they catch him on the straightaway, that's going to destroy the 16 race, or Dreams, I guess. Kayla Wilhelm was involved in that first crash, I'm pretty sure, and here she is taking the lead on lap 15 of 40. And depending on when they catch that 20, this could be bad. Oh, the middle lane got wrecked. Ooh, the 98 and the 3 make a little bit of contact, and that almost turned the 16. The outside lane, if you're up there, that's a big rip, man. A lot of good cars got really checked up off this. Right now, the fast lap still belongs to Maggie Ford, man. A 44.602. 3-car breakaway. Hayden Meadows, Stanley Winters, and Scott Ford. And here comes Caitlin Wilhelm, Richard Sweet. There's Maggie Ford, the fastest car so far. Oh, and there they go. Kyle Akers turned around. Ty Morrow. Oh, and there was already a wreck. Oil on the track. Watch out, boys. Oh, man. We'll go check out that first one first. We're back. Watching Baffood Sacco on that blue 99 in the Red Bull. He's going to kind of pull. Oh, everyone's got it checked up. And he got it hooked by Tom Akers. Oh, my gosh. Got his teammate Servan Saran in there. Wies von Schmidt, someone who got sent from the Premier Series JGR team down to the Amateur Series JGR team. Got both Kevin Harvick Incorporated cars, Nick Allsup and Kurt Hamilton. And then Matt Flood got a huge piece of it. Man, these guys didn't even see that coming. Like, we're on board that 19. Wies von Schmidt. First on board with the new car. And then, after that happens, we have another wreck. This one not quite as hard. You hear going on, Ty Morrow's going to get right on the quarter panel of Kyle Akers. It's going to launch the 11. Looks like the 23 got into Cynthia Bright. I think it's Cynthia Bright. Yeah. So we're back for the restart. Tough start to the season for these 5 drivers. You got Wies von Schmidt, last place finish. You got Matt Flood, Kurt Hamilton, Baffood, Sacco, Robert Stone DNF'd. I didn't even see he was in that, but he was that slow lap car. So Nick Allsup is last car on the lap, and he's got a ton of damage in that 29. So I wouldn't expect him to be much of a factor for the remainder of this race. We are officially halfway through, and we've seen some solid racing so far. 3 crashes, but only 2 cautions. And the 92 of Maggie Ford might have the fastest lap, but she got hung out to dry. Tell you what, that caution really worked out great for those guys on the outside who got hung out to dry earlier. Or not hung out to dry, they got blocked by the lap car. How about Dalton Riley in the 52 for Champion Motorsports? We talked about him. He was actually, people might refer to him as a bust, because when he finally made it to Premier Series in Season 6, he did not do good for JGR. Then he got let go. He didn't have a ride last season full time until Arca came around. But he was the first driver to ever win a race. Oh, Richard Sweet's around. Oh, caution's definitely out. They run up towards the front. Richard Sweet, Xavier Rain. No caution. Wow. Anyways, back to Dalton Riley, since no caution. He was the first driver to ever win a race in the Trucks Amateur and Premier Series. So, he hasn't been in the Premier Series, or been in the Amateur Series full time in a couple seasons. I think since Season 3. Yeah, Season 3, or Season 4. Season 3. Excited to see what he can do. He's in kind of an underfunded car, though. Champion Motorsports, their first ever venture into the Amateur Series. Oh, Scott Ford's blocking for all it's worth. Almost got hooked by the 3. Here comes that 31 of Jack Marks. Jack Marks in season 4 of the ARCA series, or of the Amateur Series, he did not do well, man. He drove that 27 for Tom Brady Motorsports, did not do well. Last season got picked up by Ganassi. Started off the season strong, was 3rd in points, and then kind of faltered. He had one of the worst lucks I've ever seen. He got picked up by the brand new Turner Scott Motorsports. Luciano Reese is around. Couple cars. Kyle Kesey. Caution is out. He got picked up by Turner Scott Motorsports, and here he is running 2nd in Daytona. And we're back to what just happened. Bump drafting gone wrong, man. Kyle Kesey and Landon Finway going to make contact, and Luciano Reese is going to be a victim. He's going to get hooked hard into the fence, and then the 22 wasn't done with the 79 apparently. And then the 4 going to get turned around. 39's going to lift the 4 upside down, and Joe Jefferson, the first car to flip with the new body. That was a very, unnecessary wreck, man. Took out a lot of good cars for absolutely no reason. A lot of hard hits. Hoping everyone's okay. Luciano Reese got a big lick. Anselm Meadows is going to get hit by the 21. Nowhere to go. Kyle Kesey goes sliding. Oh, and the 39 time R just lit him up. The 11 of Alice Flood involved in a couple crashes today. Way back for the restart. Just missed the green, but we're good. So involved in that crash, man, you got Ty Morrow, or DNF from that crash. You got Ty Morrow. I can't remember who's in 39. I apologize. Or the 36, to be honest. Anselm Meadows, Luciano Reese. Oh my god, a lot of people DNF'd. Alright, all the way up to 25th. 13 to go. Don't want to spend too much time on that. That caution worked out really well for Maggie Ford in the 92 for Acres Racing. She did get left out to drive. She clearly got a fast car. She's had the fastest lap for a while now. And it seems like no one can beat it. And she wants that playoff point. I don't know if Acres Racing's realistically got their sights out on the playoffs, but top 16 in points, surely that's possible. And that one playoff point right there could mean a lot. We saw the Premier Series Championship last season come down to 1 point, as Ryan Kesey beat TJ Hanley for it by 1 point. Right now, it's been all one guy, and that is Scott Ford, and it's not from lack of competition or lack of attempts from the field. He has just made that car 3 lanes wide consistently. Of course, now that I say that, he's probably going to lose the lead down the backstretch. Yeah. Unless he gets a good push from Daniel Cole. We saw this happen multiple times. He looks like he's gotten beat, and that just doesn't happen. Oh. Alright. Scott Ford continues to lead. Here comes the 8 of Steve Love. 11 laps to go here at Daytona. Chad Brennan trying to take second away. Here comes William Stone. He had the fast lap earlier in that Cobbish Motorsports M&M's Camry. Still making forward though. Scott Ford has led a ridiculous amount of laps. Oh, he just got played by Chad Brennan. Chad Brennan went high, like to the wall almost. The 16 blocked and the 02 cut back down. It's not going to work though. The 8 gets a good row. He might actually lose it. But William Stone's there to capitalize, bringing David Cervantes with him. David's drove a different number like every season, but all for RCR. It's pretty crazy. He drove the 34, I think, twice. Then he switched to the 3, and then here he is with the 2. But that 2 car is coming to the lead. Scott Ford trying to get a run up top. That 16 is quick today. 10 laps to go here at Daytona. And they have a lapped car of Tom Akers coming up. About 10 miles per hour off pace. He's not damaged. I guess he just lost the draft somehow. So Chad Brennan goes up to block. William Stone already blocked Scott Ford. So everyone trying to run the outside here. David Cervantes going to pick up the 18 of Cullen Francis. Here comes the 82 of Seth Ismail, bringing Dalton Riley and Keegan also Jr. with him. Dalton can get underneath the 52 or the 82. Ooh, he almost put Williams Stone in the wall. Then he didn't really almost turn himself. He had quite the distance over the 52. So the top two are single file. Paul Wright in the 5 back there for Junior Motorsports made a bold move getting down in front of the 32 of Perry Allen. Tried another name returning to the Amateur Series. That new rule saying unless you've ran a season in BORA in any series, you are not amateur eligible, just like in the Premier Series, has brought back a lot of interesting names, a lot of interesting drivers, and I am here for it. So Keegan Olsen Jr. getting underneath Dalton Riley. William Stone pulled up in front of Scott Ford, and that just killed the outside line's momentum. David Tremont to go pick him up along with Dalton Riley. Steve Love almost dipping out of line, and just like that, in the flip of a switch, the outside lane is coming. I don't know if Dalton Riley's car is good enough to lead the pack. When he was leading the inside line, they started dropping back, and now he's leading the outside line. If he has someone in front of him he can draft off of, they get going, but I don't know if that car's the motor to really go by himself. Steve Love dipped out of the outside line. I guess he saw the risk factor I was seeing. But I do know Chad Brennan continues to lead, and they're going to catch Tom Akers here for too long. Burt Ford going for the lead. How about the 91 of Damian Malorn for Nick Ventura Racing? They were sponsorless this week. They say they should have sponsors on the car for next week, but for Daytona, the biggest race of the season, they could not secure the bag, apparently. But here they are, running top 5 late in the race. They did this last season. James Stabilito, who was their driver last season, was running like 5th. And then he threw a bad block and caused a wreck. But they have a year 2 driver with Damian Malorn. So, hopefully they don't do that this time. Because there's a lot more cars in this pack now than there were last season. But Chad Brennan continues to lead up top. The 82 really can't get up there. The 24, I guess GMS's engine isn't quite good enough with help from the Nick Ventura Racing Chevy to take the lead. So everyone just had to stand still. Once they catch that 00, I think he's going fast enough to where once they get behind him, only like 5 miles per hour difference, that it'll boost him back up because he's not really off pace. He just doesn't have draft. Ooh, Dalton Riley's jumping to the outside of the 02. He just couldn't quite get the run. If there was just a little bit more straightaway there, I think Dalton could have jumped to the outside of Chad Brennan. That would have been a very interesting move. See, he doesn't have the engine or the car just to lead the line, though. But he can suck up to the car in front really well. I don't know if David Cervantes pushing hard enough or what. But that's hurting the other Lions because they can just side draft. Or he can side draft the 82, which stalls him, and the 24 can't really get a lot of going. So Chad Brennan might be in the best spot possible here. We're coming to 5 to go. The 52 needs that Red Bull jump in front of him. There we go. That's what he gets. The Red Bull's really quick cars. So 5 laps to go. They're catching Tom Akers. Oh, they were 200 that time. Now Nick Ventura Racing, or Damian Malorn. There you go. Goodness, excuse me. Now leading the inside charge. Oh, but never mind. He had help from that Chance 2 or DEI of no, that ain't what I was looking for. Of Corey Serrano. There we go. But I'm convinced that when they catch the 00, he's not going to hurt the pack. But they caught him fast. Oh, he's going to try blocking the leader. And Tom Akers, you're a madman. And that's going to help Corey Serrano. Tom Akers, what are you doing? If there's a caution now, the race is over, but he's trying to stay on the lead lap. And that's going to give Corey Serrano the lead in that DEI, 88. Like I said, I was convinced once the 00 got up here, he could lead the draft because he's not off pace. But I didn't expect him to do that, block the leader like that. Here comes the Junior Motorsports boys, Paul Wright and Daniel Colt. They were teammates last season. They're teammates again. They've got some good chemistry together. Once they cycle back around for 3 to go, we will check the playoff point situation with the fastest lap. It's still Maggie Ford, man. Man, they're about a second off pace that time by. Gotta catch whoever's at the tail end of this pack. Scott 48 is about a second off. I think Maggie Ford's got that in the bag, bro. So right now, Daniel Colt, Paul Wright, Perry Allen leading the charge. 2 Junior Motorsports cars versus a Turner Scott car. Turner Scott's not quite there yet. You need a strong car leading the line if you want to do something. And that 88 is a strong car up top. Oh, 4 wide in the back. Please don't wreck, boys. Oh, no. Oh, no. Steve Love. Scott forward. Back out. One of you. Oh, gosh. There's race by the end under caution. Yep, there it goes. The big one. Or a big one coming to 2 to go. Caution is out. They are racing back for the win. I knew that was going to happen, man. You can't go 4 wide through the trial. Daniel Colt and Paul Wright. A couple teammates battling it out for the win. Who's going to get it? Are they going to catch the left car of Nick Alsop? Coming to the white flag. This is going to be the first race this week to end under caution. The 5 couldn't clear the 9. The 9's going to go down there and block the 32. The 88 might get a run up top. It's going to be for the finish. It's going to be one of the Junior Motorsports cars. Paul Wright, Daniel Colt. Who's going to get it? Paul Wright leads them back. And this race is over. Unless Paul Wright has a mechanical failure, he is going to start the season as your points leader. Maggie Ford is going to have a very important playoff point. We've actually brought the caution. Scott Ford in the 16, man. Had the best car today. Just got put in a sticky situation. He couldn't really back out. He's going to lean on the 98 and just hard, man. Not that many hard hits, to be honest. Just a hard situation to be in. A lot of the guys who ran up front a lot of this race were involved in that. Oof. Steve Love. Now we're back for the finish. Coming to the checkered. Paul Wright is going to start the season out with the win at Daytona. That is his 2nd career win, and Paul Wright gets it done. We'll be back to look at your official results. Alright, Paul Wright, your winning cars up on the top right. Now your official results go as followed. You got JRM 1-2 with a Paul Wright win and Daniel Colt runner-up. Then you have Chad Bryn for Team Penske getting 3rd. Perry Allen and Corey Serrano running your top 5. Damian Malorn for Nick Ventura Racing gets a top 6. Stanley Winter 7th. Keegan Allsup Jr. 8th. How about Maggie Ford and Burt Ford running at your top 10? You can see everyone else finished. So Scott Ford, after leading the most laps by far, had to have. He's going to get 20th. 22 cars finished the race. Or no, 23 cars finished the race. Tom Akers just a lap down. And then all the way down to Weiss von Schmidt in last. So I think the new body style and new rules package was a definite success for Daytona. Amateur series at Daytona is usually questionable. There's usually not any cautions, and it's just like hard to pass. We saw a lot of passing today if you had the car for it. If you didn't have the motor, you couldn't really lead the line, and that's to be expected. You want the good cars to finish up front. So with that, tomorrow will be the Premier Series Season 8, Daytona 500. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
He said, boy, can you make fans stand and scream your name? Have you hit him in the ass, never let off the gas till you rode into victory lane? He said, boy, do you know how it feels when you're running 3 wide? 'Cause if you're Daytona bound, let me wonder you're in for a ride.